Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees and pranams. Thank you for joining in for our Ramayana study session. We are on Aranya Kand. Let's start with the prayers. Om Gyan Atimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Mandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Dushe Namaha Panchatattvaatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishavanusute Devi Prami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamam Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Ishwaram Harihi Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Pranams. Thank you very much for joining in for our Ramayana study session. We are interesting phase wherein we see that Kaikeyi is also understood her mistake. She is also begging forgiveness from Lord Ram, and Lord Ram, Bharat, Shatrughan, Lakshman, Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, Sumantra, all of them. They are all practicing their relevant dharma. What is the best thing that they can do in service to others, right? And all of them are, although they may not like the particular situation, we see here that everyone is performing their dharma, right? Because what is the purpose? The purpose is to the purpose is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. So dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. So whatever dharma we follow, it has to be sanctioned by Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. Right? We cannot practice dharma according to our own whims and fancies, and we say that I am practicing dharma. Right? Dharmam is what is established by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Let me share my screen. Then let's quickly go on to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna. All right. Let me share my screen. Let's quickly complete the last section of this chapter, and then we'll move on to how Lord Rama is going to meet all the sages at Chitrakoot. All right. Anusha Mataji's hand is up. Let's go ahead. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams. As they entered Ayodhya some days later, they saw that it had become dark and desolate. The streets were unswept and rubbish was strewn all around. The doors and windows of the empty houses swung open. The city had become overrun by cats and owls, and mice ran everywhere. No offerings were being made in the temples, and all the shops and pleasure houses were closed. The streets were deserted, and the city, which had always been full of life and joy of countless people, which was now silent and still. The city resembled a vast army which has been defeated in battle, its armor shattered, its ensigns torn down, and its heroes killed. Bharata made his way to Dasharatha's palace, dejected to see the state of his beloved Ayodhya. After entering the palace, which was like a mountain cave abandoned by its lion, Bharata went into the assembly hall with Vashishta and his other counselors. He placed Rama's sandals on the throne, then sat next to them and said, I shall not accept the throne of Ayodhya. These sandals should be consecrated as the king, and I shall be their servant only. Indeed, I shall live in a hermitage outside the city. When Rama returns, I shall again place these sandals on his feet, and as he alone is the king. And the Brahmins applauded Bharata. So be it, they exclaimed. Then they then duly installed the sandals with the coronation ceremony. Bharata then moved with the Bharata then moved with Shatrughna into a small wooden hut, eating only forest fare and wearing ascetic dress. Each
Mataji,
day he would Mataji, sorry, Mataji. Each day, each day he would submit the affairs of state before Rama's sandals. Only then he would carry out any necessary action. Any gifts he received, he would also offer to Rama's sandals. In this way, he ruled the kingdom. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
go ahead. You can continue if you like.
Okay, okay. Yes, Mataji. The forest sages. After Bharata left, Rama continued to live on Chitrakuta mountain. As the months passed, Rama began to notice that the rishis living nearby were always fearful and anxious. He approached the leaning, Mataji, how do you pronounce it?
Ascetics.
Ascetics, and bowing down humbly asked, O venerable ones, has something in my behavior given you cause for concern? Have either my brother or I been acting in a way not worthy of our esteemed forefathers? Is Sita behaving in a way unbecoming a young woman? Rama had noticed on several occasions that the Brahmins spoke together while glancing at him. He knew they were worried about something. Seated before them with folded palms, Rama listened carefully as the leaders replied. How could there ever be any fault in the behavior of you or your brother, O Rama? One rishi said, What unseemly conduct will ever be seen in the gentle and high-born Sita? We know well your true identity. The rishis glowed with ascetic power. They constantly chanted various names of God, fingering their wooden beads as they intoned the mantras. With a desire to render service to Rama, they addressed him as if he were an ordinary man. There is a powerful Rakshasa called Kara living near here. The Rishi continued, This demon is Ravana's young brother, and he is brutal, haughty, and sinful. Angered by your presence, he has been afflicting us with more vehemence than usual. Rama frowned as he heard about the Rakshasa. He could not tolerate any aggression towards Brahmins. The Rishi went on, Kara and his hordes of Rakshasas constantly impede our sacrifices. The demons show themselves in hideous, savage, and frightening forms. They throw flesh, bones, excrement, and urine down from the sky, defilling our sacrificial arenas. They make strange and terrible noises, and it is only a matter of time before they become violent towards us. We therefore desired to leave this place. Seeing sacrifice as their sacred duty, the ascetics wished to go to another forest where they would not be disturbed. As Brahmins, they would not themselves fight the Rakshasas, although they were capable of checking them by their mystic power. They also understood that Rama wanted to destroy the demons, especially their leader Ravana. Rama tried to reassure the rishis, but they were determined to leave. Having stayed on Chitrakuta for some years, the renounced ascetics ascetics were also concerned that they may have become attached to their material situation. Normally, they moved continuously from forest to forest, staying only 1 or 2 years in each place. After speaking a little more with Rama, informing him of where Kara lived, the Brahmins rose up in a body. With only their water pots and staffs, they left the region. Rama followed them for some distance in order to see them off with respect. He then returned to his hermitage, considering in his mind how to deal with the Rakshasas. When he reached,
Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank
Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so Bharata and Shatrughna with the three mothers, they all go back to Ayodhya, and Bharata installs the lotus paduka of Lord Ram and the throne, and accepts to become the servant of Lord Ram, and rule the kingdom of Ayodhya according to how Rama would rule, right? Rama Rajya. Everything is offered to Lord Ram through his paduka, and whatever decisions Lord Ram would make, right? Bharata is also equally capable, right? But Bharata has also undergone the training and education. He's the brother of Lord Ram. He's also one of the four Vishnu Tattvas, right? Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. So, like that, Bharata is ruling over the kingdom of Ayodhya. In the meanwhile, um, Rama and Lakshmana and Sita are in the Chitrakoot forest, and there is a demon called Khara, who's disturbing the Brahmins. And very important point that's given here, right? The Brahmins also, like the Vaishnavas also, especially those in the renounced order of life, right? They don't stay in a particular place for more than a particular time. Of course, it is mentioned that they don't stay in a grihastha's house for more than a muhurta. That means the time that is required to milk a cow. That is the only duration of time that the sannyasis stay in a house of a grihastha, and that is only to remind the grihastha of their duty towards Krishna, to make them Krishna conscious, to tell them about Krishna, right? And especially it is mentioned here, very interestingly, that even the Brahmins who are staying in the forest, they would also not stay in a particular place for long. They would only stay for 1 or 2 years, because they will get attached to that place, right? Like they say, Prabhupada, I think, mentions in a lecture that even a pauper gets proud of his penny, right? Even a person who's sitting and begging in the streets, someday somebody else comes and sits there. He comes and asks him to get up, saying, "This is my place to sit and beg. I always sit here and beg." Right? So much we get attached to whatever little we have in this world, that we think that whatever is ours will remain ours forever, right? That is the greatest foolishness, right? Because what is ours today was somebody else's before, and is going to be somebody else's, either now or later, right? So either though that thing will be taken away from us, right, by way of theft, or by way of it getting destroyed, whatever may be the reason, or we will die, right? We have to die someday, and in that way, anyways, all of these things that we call as our possessions, as my things, aham, mameti, I, me, my, right? Whatever is related to our body will be taken away at some point or the other, or we will be taken away from those things, right? Either way, it is not an everlasting relationship or an everlasting possession. So the Brahmins used to not stay for more than a year or two, even in the forest, right? Forget one's own place of residence. And also we see that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? He was traveling, and it is only during the Chaturmas period that he stayed in Venkatavatta's home, right? Because during the Chaturmas, the sannyasis used to not travel, right? So, like that, the great exalted devotees of the Lord, or those who are aspiring to become pure devotees of the Lord, are not attached to material things, knowing well that this too shall pass, right? This will be taken away, or I will be taken away from this. So the best thing to be always attached to, or to have laulyam for, or the desire for, is to hear about the Lord, to speak about the Lord, because that happiness, that is eternal, right? Because whatever we do, neha vikramana pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. One is, it will It will protect us from the greatest type of fear, which means the fear of falling down to a lower species. That will never take place. So we can be rest assured and not be fearful of getting we are assured of getting at least a human body, so that we can continue with our practice of devotional service. And whatever devotional service we've done, whatever desire we have kind of cultivated in the association of devotees through the guidance of Guru, Sadhu and Shastras, that will remain eternally with us. And will only evolve, will only grow in our bhakti, in our path towards reawakening our love for Krishna. So this is the only desire that we should have, because the results of such a desire is eternal, like it's everlasting, like that. Okay, let's move ahead. And now Lord Ram is planning, how can this Kara, who's the younger brother of Ravana, be killed, because they were causing a lot of disturbance to all the Brahmins who were performing sacrifices in the forest of Chitrakuta. All right. Who's reading? Karpagauli Mataji said. Yes, go ahead, and then Deval Mataji can read. Yes. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandatana Mataji.
Yes.
When he reached his hut, Rama said to Lakshman, I think the time has come for us to leave Chitrakuta. The Brahmins have left, and I'm afraid that we will again be visited by the people who now know our whereabouts. We should leave for some other most remote forest. Rama decided to make his way to the Dandaka forest, which was inhabited by the Rakshasas. He wanted to confront the demons.
He wanted to confront the demons?
The two brothers donned their weapons, and with Sita walking between them, demons.
Mataji, your voice is breaking.
The two demons. He wanted to confront the demons. The two brothers donned their the two brothers donned their weapons, and with Sita walking between them, immediately left. After journeying for some days, they entered the Dandaka forest and came upon a cluster.
Mataji cannot hear you. Devil Mataji, go ahead.
Divine vision, and were astonished to see Rama and his companions. The Lord of all the worlds was standing before them.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. We are not able to hear you, Mataji. Maybe we can read after Devil Mataji. Some of your voice is breaking, yeah? Okay. Yes, Devil Mataji,
Okay.
are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes. Yes. Hare Krishna. Pranam. After journeying for some days, they entered the Dandaka forest and came upon a cluster of hermitages. The rishis were greeted them with respect. Those ascetics were endowed with divine vision, and they were astonished to see Ram and his companions. The Lord of all the worlds was standing before them. Seeing Rama and Sita's simple florist dress, the sages felt wonder and awe. They worshipped Rama with various prayers and offered him a hut for the night. Welcome indeed is your arrival in these woods, the rishi said. The king is the protector of righteousness and the only refuge of the people. He stands with his scepter and metes out justice as God's powerful representative. O Rama, we are your subjects and your servants. We are simple Brahmins who have renounced anger and controlled our senses. As such, we deserve your protection, even as fetus is protected by its mother. Entertaining Rama with forest procedures the ascetics described how the Rakshasa had become increasingly violent. Under Ravana's leadership, the demons had become fearless and they attacked the Brahmins constantly. 14,000 powerful Rakshasa had taken up their residence in the Dandaka forest, headed by Ravana's two brothers, Khara and Dushana. The situation was becoming unbearable for the sages. Rama and Lakshman listened gravely. They resolved to deal with the Rakshasa as soon as possible. While they were conversing with the rishis, Sita met Anasuya, the sage Atri's wife. Anasuya gave Sita a celestial garment, garland, and ornaments, along with celestial cosmetics and unguents. Sita accepted the gifts graciously and, with her husband's permission, adorned herself with them. After decorating herself with the heavenly apparel, she shone brilliantly, exactly like Lakshmi, the eternal consort of Vishnu. After spending the night with the rishis, the princess left with Sita and they penetrated deep into Dandaka region. Lakshman moved ahead and cleared a path with his sword, cutting through the thick creepers and bushes. Sita, her head covered with a cloth to protect herself from the swarms of insects that flew about, walked in the middle. Rama brought up the rear vigilantly, watching on all sides and holding his bow at the ready. The cries of jackals and the shrieks of vultures and birds of prey could be heard all around.
Here and there they saw uprooted broken trees and the carcasses of slain beasts. As they broke through into a clearing, they suddenly saw a dreadful looking Rakshasa, powerfully built and as tall as several men. He stood entirely blocking their way, with high pointed ears, piercing teeth protruding from his cavernous mouth, and blood-red eyes staring from an ugly, misshapen face. The demon was terribly to behold. He held a long lance on which he had speared 4 lions, 3 tigers, a couple of wolves, and about 10 spotted deers. Around his blackish and hairy body were draped tiger skins, still dripping with blood and fat. Oh my god. He resembled the god of death standing with his staff of justice. When he saw Ram and the others, he let out a terrific roar that could be heard for many miles. He rushed furiously towards them and quickly seized Sita. Taking the princess a little distance away, the Rakshasa spoke to Rama and Lakshman in a voice resounding like claps of thunder. Who are you two, looking like ascetics but carrying weapons? You shame the Brahmin class with this strange behavior? Why have you brought a woman into this dense forest? Sinful as you are, you shall meet death at my hands. This lady shall become my wife. Today I shall drink your blood on the battlefield. Sita trembled in the monster's clutches like a sapling trembling in a storm. Seeing her carried away by the Rakshasa, Rama said to Lakshman, "It seems that Kaikeyi's cherished desire will today be fulfilled. This hideous demon has taken hold of my sinless wife. There is nothing more painful for me than to see the princess of Videha touched by another. This is more painful even than the death of my father or the loss of the kingdom." Rama cried tears of sorrow. As he spoke, Lakshman became infuriated with the demon and he hissed like an angry cobra. "Why are you, the Lord of all beings, with me as your servant? Grieving like an orphan?" he asked. "The earth will soon drink this beast's blood. The anger which I wrongly directed towards Bharata will today be released upon that foul demon. Watch now as my arrow pierces his breast and he whirls around, falling lifeless to the ground." The Rakshasa, still awaiting a reply to his question, again boomed out, "Who are you and where are you going?" Rama moved closer to the demon and replied, "We are 2 warriors of the royal order of Raghu who have come here in exile. Tell us who you are and why you roam this forest, O wicked one." "So you are kings from Ayodhya," the Rakshasa replied. "Know me to be Viradha, a Rakshasa who wanders this forest eating the flesh of sages. You should run the way you came. I'll not kill you. I have been granted boons by Brahma and cannot be slain by any weapon. O Raghava, leave quickly and abandon this princess to me. Assuming a human form, I shall sport with her as my wife." Rama grew furious. With bloodshot eyes, he spoke in a voice like Indra's. "You pathetic fool, you are certainly seeking death. You will get it today on the battlefield. I shall not leave you with your life." Without uttering another word, Rama shot 7 golden feathered arrows at the demon. The arrows flew with the speed of Garuda and pierced right through Viradha, falling upon the earth drenched with his blood. The Rakshasa roared in pain and released Sita. With his lance upraised, he rushed at Rama and Lakshmana. The brothers immediately sent a shower of arrows at the demon. Even though pierced all over, Viradha remained standing. Laughing aloud, he yawned contemptuously. He then hurled his lance at Rama with the force of a tempest. Rama at once fired 2 arrows, which cut the lance into 3 pieces as it coursed towards him. As it fell to the ground, the shattered lance resembled a rocky mountain ledge that had been struck by Indra's thunderbolt. And Lakshman took out their swords, which resembled 2 black serpents preparing to attack. They rushed at the Rakshasa and began striking him with great force. Virudha reached down and lifted both brothers, one on each arm. Placing them on his shoulders, he ran towards the woods. As Virudha approached the dense forest, Sita cried out, "Alas, where goes my lord? O best of the Rakshasas, please take me also. How can I remain here alone?" Hearing Sita's plaintive wail, Rama raised his sword high and hacked off the demon's right arm. Lakshman lopped off his left arm, and Virudha fell upon the ground in a swoon. Although striking him with their swords and with kicks and punches, the brothers saw that the Rakshasa still did not die. Rama said to Lakshman, "It is clear that due to his wounds, this demon cannot be killed by force. We should bury him in a pit. For this is the traditional way of disposing of the Rakshasas. Quickly dig a large pit, O tiger among men." Rama stood with his foot pressing down upon the Rakshasa's neck. Viradha regained consciousness and said, "O Raghava, I am defeated by you. Your strength is not less than Indra's. I know now you to be all-powerful Rama and your wife, the highly fortunate Sita. I am the Gandharva named Tumuru. Due to not properly serving Kuvera, the lord of wealth, I was cursed by him." The fallen Rakshasa explained how, as Tumuru, he had previously been Kuvera's servant. One day, Tumuru had been sporting with the Apsaras and had failed to properly attend upon his master. In anger, Kuvera had cursed him to enter a demon's fierce form. Tumuru had pleaded her for mercy, and Kuvera had replied, "When Rama, the son of Dasharatha, defeats you in battle, then you will attain your own form and return to heaven." Virudha spoke with difficulty. By your grace, O Ram, I am freed from a terrible curse. I shall now go to my own abode. O Lord, 10 miles from here lives the sage Sarabhanga, who longs to see you. Go to his hermitage, for he will give you good advice. Virada begged Ram to enter him in the pit so that he could die. Rama and Lakshmana rolled the huge body of the Rakshasa into the hole Lakshmana had dug. After covering him with earth and rocks, they comforted Sita and then continued on their way, looking for Sarabhanga's hermitage. In the
Hare
sky,
Krishna. Thank you,
yeah,
Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Dhanur Pranam.
Thank you, Danat Pranam. So this is very interesting, isn't it? So the demon cannot be killed, but and of course the Lord knows, right, how to cut the fangs of the serpent, right? The serpent, after the fangs are cut, the serpent is no longer poisonous. It's no longer dangerous. It is no longer poisonous, right, to causing harm to others. So in this way, all of the demons. That's how even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, they kill the demonic propensity existing within each one of the jivas, right? And what is the weapon? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's weapon is Harinam, right? Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnay Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Su Medasaha. The most intelligent people, they will take up this process of Krishna consciousness, especially the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propagated with his weapons, who are the Parshadas, right? Who's Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and all, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, and all of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's devotees who are helping Gauranga Mahaprabhu, whether as Hanuman or as a squirrel, in propagating this message of Krishna consciousness. Everyone is playing a very important role for us to advance in devotional service, right? So it's not about how much power we have. It's about how much desire we have to serve the Lord, like that, right? And the Lord, even if he kills a demon, right, even if he kills like this particular demon, Lord Ram being the supreme personality of Godhead, he understood that you have to bury this demon will not die because of some boon she's obtained, right? So this demon has to be buried, right? That's another thing. The Lord knows everything. And finally, one more point that we also understand here, that even if devotees of the Lord, like in this case Kuvera cursed, right? Another instance, the sons of Kuvera being cursed by Narada Muni, right? So we find that whenever devotees curse anyone else for their misbehavior or for any reason, even such curses, they also become benedictions, right? Because of the curse that he received from Kuvera. What is the benediction that he's getting? He is getting audience with Lord Ram himself. And he's also passing on this important message of how the sage is waiting for him and asking Rama to go and meet this sage Sarabhanga. So let's see what happens. How does the Lord go and meet Sarabhanga in his hermitage? Okay, let me share my screen and then let's go ahead. Okay, Sudha Mataji, you can go ahead and read. Karpavali Mataji, you can try. Please raise your hand. After Sudha Mataji, we'll check it out if your audio is okay now. Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji and pranams.
Dandavat pranam.
Virada begged, no, Mataji, from there I have to start,
No,
right?
in the sky, the gods had witnessed the whole scene.
In the sky, the gods had witnessed the whole scene. Seeing Rama, whom they knew to be the powerful Vishnu, acting like a human, they were astonished. Nothing was beyond Rama's knowledge or power, yet he accepted the feelings and actions of an ordinary man. Pondering upon the import of Rama's deeds, the gods received Tumburu back to them. Rama searched for Sarabhanga, absorbed in a mood of affection for the sage. As the brothers came near the ascetic's hermitage, they saw in the sky a golden chariot. It shone like the midday sun and was drawn by 1,000 greenish horses. A brilliant white canopy resembling a large cloud and decorated with magnificent garlands covered the chariot. Seated in the chariot was Indra, who was being fanned with white whisks by two beautiful young girls. In the sky, many other gods surrounded Indra. Rama and Lakshman saw numerous Gandharvas and Siddhas, all dressed in resplendent silk garments and gold ornaments. All these high souled beings were worshipping Indra with Vedic hymns. Upon seeing this wondrous sight, Rama said to Lakshman, "O Lakshman, see here Indra's wonderful chariot, full of grandeur. Full of grandeur. 1 minute, mother. Yeah, those young men with broad chest and arms like iron clubs, wearing red garments and gold earrings, and surrounding him in the hundreds, appear as unassailable as tigers. Lakshman gazed up at the host of gods assembled in the sky. All of them appeared youthful, and all had garlands as bright as fire on their chests. As the two princes looked on, the gods rose up into the sky and vanished. Amazed at this sight, Rama and Lakshman walked on and entered Sharabanga's hermitage. Sharabanga was seated before the sacrificial fire. Having practiced asceticism for many years, he was able to fix his mind upon the Supreme Person within his heart. He had realized that Rama was that same person. In meditation, the sage prayed that he might be able to see God in his human form. Accordingly, Rama approached the old ascetic and bowed low before him, touching his feet and saying, I am Rama, and this is my brother Lakshman and my wife Sita. At Virada's behest, we have sought your presence. Virada has now risen to heaven with the gods. Pray tell us what we should do, O jewel among sages. Sharabanga rose immediately, his eyes flooded with tears. He showed the three travelers a seat. Offering them water and fruits, he said, O Rama, there is no one more kind or merciful. After meditating for a very long time and reaching the end of my attachments to this world, I saw you in my heart. Now I see you here as the son of Dasharatha. After offering many prayers, the sage fell silent. He sat for some time, gazing with love upon Rama's face. Smiling, Rama asked, Why did I see here the Lord of the gods, O sage? The sage said that Indra had come to take him to the higher planets, which he had earned as a result of his asceticism. Sharabanga explained that desiring to remain on earth to see Rama, he had sent Indra away. Now that I have seen your transcendental form, I have no desire to go to the heavenly worlds, O Raghava. Sharabanga said, Please take me from my ascetic merits. You will doubtlessly rise beyond even the highest heaven and attain Vishnu's immortal abode. O learned one, Rama replied. But before leaving, pray tell me where I should go now. Charabanga directed Rama to the hermitage of another sage named Sutikshna. He then gazed at Rama and entered a deep meditation. From within himself, Charabanga invoked the fire element and immolated his mortal frame, which quickly burned to ashes. The sage appeared in a shining spiritual body and, after offering his respects to Rama, rose up into the sky. Rama remained seated in Sharabanga's hermitage, and many other rishis came there and begged him to dispose of the Rakshasas. They told him how the demons were killing thousands of Brahmins. Rama assured the rishis that he would annihilate the Rakshasas in due course. He then left and went towards Sutikshna's hermitage, following Sharabanga's direction. Upon
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Haribol. Okay, so this Sarabanga, how intelligent he is, right? He was just Indra and all the demigods, they had come there and they told that, oh Rishi, you're such a great ascetic, you're such a great sage. We want to give you the merits of your asceticism or your tapasya for so many years. We want to take you to the heavenly planets, right? But the Rishi was not agitated by such kind of benedictions by the devatas. What did he want to do? He wanted to see Lord Ram. He wanted to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he rejected the heavens, right? Just like devotees also reject mukti, right? And they are simply want bhakti, because when bhakti is there, mukti is, it's like the servant of bhakti, right? Jnana and vairagya, right? And also mukti itself, right? That means a devotee is not interested in getting liberated from material misery. A devotee is interested in eternal happiness that can only be obtained by serving the Lord. And hence, a devotee does not even want to simply transcend the material miseries and attain the Brahmabhuta platform, right? Brahmabhuta prasannatva na shochiti na gangshati. But a devotee does not want simply a platform where there is no longing for material things, there is no anxiety for material things. But a devotee wants to be in that space where eternally the devotee is able to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in that state of service, in that stage of bhakti, all the muktis and all the other blessings are already included in it. Just like 200 rupee note will include a 20 and a 2 rupee note. Similarly, bhakti encompasses everything within it. So if somebody is experiencing transcendental pleasure, then these material miseries and material difficulties cannot touch that person. Although that person may be seemingly be suffering, but we can understand from the activities of the devotee that that person is transcendental to these three modes of material nature. That person is transcendental to the miseries that are afflicted on him, because it cannot be the response can't be like this, that a person is continuing to perform devotional service unaffected by what is being caused to the body, right? Such devotees, when we see them, we understand these people are transcendental to three modes of material nature, right? So simply asking for mukti is foolishness. But when we ask for bhakti, and when we see people who are so much immersed in bhakti, how they've transcended the three modes of material nature while still being in the physical body, while still suffering, we understand the glory of bhakti, right? By these people's responses to these material afflictions. Yeah. So one cannot be free of pain, but one can transcend above the pain by enhancing or transcending one's consciousness above the three modes. And we have living examples today, right? Like that. Yeah. Subara Prabhu, go ahead. Upon seeing Rama,
Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Upon seeing Rama, Sutikshana offered many prayers and then took him to see the powerful Rishi Agastya. On the way to Agastya, they saw that the forest resembled the famous Nandana grove in the heavens. The ground was suddenly smooth and carpeted with soft grasses. Trees bent down on both sides under their heavy loads of ripe fruits. The clear lakes were filled with lotuses and crowded with swans, cranes, and many other varieties of the water birds. Flowers grew and trees blossomed everywhere. The animals were docile and approached the travelers without fear. Rama looked around at the wonderful scenery. It seems we are near Agastya's hermitage, he said. By his austerities, the sage had transformed this forest into heaven. We will soon behold the shining Rishi. Requested by Lakshman, correct. Requested by Lakshman, Rama told various stories about Agastya. He kept his brother and Sita entertained as they walked throughout the day. Finally, by evening, they arrived at the hermitage. As they approached it, Rama said, "Let us go to see Agastya, for he will surely bless us with all good fortune. I think that with his permission, we should remain in this region for the rest of our stay in the forest." Sutikshna went ahead and informed Agastya of their arrival. The sage quickly had them brought into the hermitage. As they entered the large compound they saw numerous sacrificial fires, each dedicated to a particular god and tended by Agastya's disciples. All the principal deities, including Supreme Lord Vishnu, as well as Shiva, Brahma, and dozens of other gods, were being worshipped. Sacrificial smoke and the sound of mantras filled the air. Agastya, feeling ecstasy, rose up from his seat and came swiftly toward Rama. Rama saw the sage coming along with Lakshman. He immediately prostrated himself on the ground. Sita stood close behind with her hands folded and head bowed. Agastya raised Rama up and said,
Hare Krishna. Karpagoli Mataji, go ahead. We'll just last 3 minutes. You can read 2 paragraphs and we'll end. Yes. Karpagoli Mataji, please unmute. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Karpagoli Mataji. Okay, we're not able to hear you.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, yes,
now,
go ahead.
Mataji.
Yes.
Agastya raised up and said, I have been thinking of you for a long time. O Raghava, I am blessed by your appearance here. You are always beyond the influence of the unsurpassable material energy. Simply by remembering you, you can be beyond the great ocean of birth, death, and suffering. What then can be said of one who sees you? Agastya sat the travelers down, and after offering oblations to the sacred fire,
he presented them with water and food. Seated in meditation, the sage then caused a great golden bow to appear. There were also 2 quivers filled with sharp arrows. Okay, fine. I think Karpagoli Mataji again has lost. Mataji, no, your internet connection is not working. Subara Prabhu, you want to say this paragraph?
There were also 2 quivers filled with sharp arrows which blazed like fire and long sword sheathed with a golden scabbard. Agastya presented the weapons to Rama, telling him how in a previous age Vishnu had used them to assist the gods in war against the demons, and Rama accepted the celestial weapons respectfully and then asked the sage to tell him of a place where he could live. After again meditating for a while, the sage replied, by virtue of my austerities and the meditation, I have come to know you and understand your purpose. And O Rama, I therefore suggest you go to a nearby forest called Panchavati. It is beautiful and sanctified. At that place, all your desires will be fulfilled.
Hare Krishna.
Agastya.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandat Pranam. So this is where we will end today. So now, after having reached the Dandakaranya forest, Lord Ram, Lakshmana and Sita would now spend the remaining of their 14 years of exile. They will spend in this place called Panchavati. Panchavati Tadasho Stitaram. Like that, it comes in Ramaraman. Right? So this is a place where Sita will also get abducted. It's a very beautiful garden place where she will see Marich, right? Who comes in the form of a deer, and Sita gets attracted to the deer, and then Lord Ram runs behind the deer, and Lakshmana would put the Lakshman Rekha, but Sita will come out, and Ravana will come in a disguise, and then Sita will get kidnapped by Ravana, like that. And that too we'll also understand that this Sita is the Maya Sita only who gets kidnapped by Ravana, as the original Sita has been taken by Agni and protected, like that. So, so in this way, Agastya Muni actually tells Lord Ram where to continue his exile for the next 14 years. And in this way, following the instructions of Agastya Muni, Lord Ram goes to a place, very beautiful place called Panchavati, where so many wonderful pastimes will happen in Panchavati. It's a very beautiful place also. We visited during Yatras. So it's a very beautiful place, and we'll describe those scenic beauty of the place also described, I believe, in this book. And we'll also continue with the pastimes of Aranya Kanda, where Lord Ram is still in the forest, but now he's in from Chitrakoot. Now Lord Ram has moved to Dandakaranya forest. Yeah. So let's read. So tomorrow is Friday, right? So tomorrow we'll continue reading of Ramayana and hearing about various wonderful pastimes of Lord Ram. Quickly, we'll do Harinam Sankirtan and we'll have to end our session. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jaya 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 Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada. Gurudev Jai Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. सीताराम लक्ष्मण वध शत्रुघ्न हनुमान जी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल. So let's see you are all there. Our Subara Prabhu is there. Karpagavalli Mataji is there, and then our Archana Shri Radha Mataji is there. Harjeet Mataji, Rajanish Prabhu, Anusha Mataji is there, and Sridhar Prabhu. And where are all the other devotees not switching on their cameras? Srimati Shamapriya Mataji, where are you? Sridhar Prabhu is there. Shobha Mataji. Our regular devotees are not switching on the cameras. Everybody is busy. Our Sudha Mataji, Nagaveni Mataji, Krishnamurti Prabhu, Deval Mataji, Navkishwari Mataji. All right. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anandakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, devotees. We'll meet you all tomorrow morning 4:30 a.m. for our Brahma Murta chanting, and then at 11 o'clock we will meet to continue with Aranya Kand, discussing the various pastimes of Lord Ram in the Dandakaranya forest. Thank you.